issue we are currently facing as a nation with regards to fuel scarcity and the low circulation of the new Naira notes? And are there worries that this might have a direct impact on the forthcoming general election?
Yeah, first is to address the level of information and communication, information dissemination about the mock election. It wasn't as publicized as the forthcoming election. It's not publicized. Why? Because we just want to get a sample size, so for them to extrapolate the information and also work on the information. So the turnout wasn't expected to be the same as the election turnout, not even half of the election population turnout. So just to get a sample size of different areas to know their intakes and if there are ways for them to can improve the system or a process upgrade as well. So that is quite aside. Then the prevailing issues, yeah, they are for scarcity, they are for but most people vote in their vicinity. They are only outliers there. Some persons have to travel maybe because they registered in their own town, they work in the city, or they work in a different state, they have to travel. And in those cases, some of those people would travel with or without the current situation to go and vote. Hence, I don't see much interference with the current situation. The only situation I feel might hamper the voter turnout is insecurity in certain locations. So last week, an INEC office was raised down in Idemili South local government, Anambra State, early in the year, first week of January, second week of January. The local government office in here, local government was bombed down. This could hamper the turnout, it could raise fears among the indigenous and the community for them to come out to vote, maybe because of violence or threat to their life. So also in Katsina, 2 days ago, 50 people were killed in Bakori. So this could hamper people living in that environment from not voting. So yeah, they could be as a lot of insecurity. The current situation might, like fuel scarcity, for no access to Naira and co might even, let's say, invite people to come out and vote, make people to come out and vote in mass against the government because this leadership is quite untold. It's not necessary.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mabeze, one more question for you. As someone very grounded or very familiar with numbers, of course, you're a data analyst. I'm aware that I don't know if you're aware of the current poll that came out. I think it was an online poll of the presidential election, where the candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, seems to be leading the race, winning almost 23 states so far with we compared to the other candidates. So I want to ask, do you see this translating or this same number coming to play when it comes to general election? Are you forecasting or predicting a landslide victory for Mr. Peter Obi, just like we saw in this very poll?
Okay, yeah, most interesting thing about the poll is a difference from other polls that we've seen. They're quite different from other people's projection. Gives an insight that even if you don't win the 23 states, you have a minimum of, from the poll, it shows you're going to have 25% in those 23 states, and you need to have 25% in 24 states. So where we can come second, or where we come second, means that we can get the 25%, which is, to me, is the best, because as it stands, it's looking like it's going to be difficult for three candidates to get 25%. And if we are seeing polls and indications that we are going to win a state, means that we are going to have those 25% in those states. So it gives for joy. However, we shouldn't relent. Polls gives hope. So, and to our advantage is giving, people we underestimate our effort. People are not going to, our hopes are not going to dash. We want to reciprocate what has been done on the poll and real life. So it makes our voting population come out. So, and another thing about the poll in percentage, it doesn't represent the voting, like for example, now in the poll in a state, let's say Ekiti, for example, if a candidate wins Ekiti and the candidate wins Rivers, they are not the same thing. Because the margin, the population, the turnout, so it's not just on the state he or she is winning. the kind of population, the kind of percentage we are going to win. So we, like I believe, we are not doubling down on our base of yeah, or our core state or our base. We have influence. Every politician used to have influence. There's going to be an heat map of a particular area, and we are not from all the poll shows that day by day the the what's the name the we have the vote block in that particular untapped. Nobody's coming to tap anything from. So it's getting stronger, well locked up. So and we are trying to we are making encroachment in areas where we wouldn't have thought. So it shows there's very promising. Like I say, I want obedience like me and many others to lose hope or just chill at home at everything. We need to keep doing our best. So yeah, the poll is an indication that we are doing the right thing, but we shouldn't relent.
Yeah, I agree with you that it's an indication we are doing the right thing, and also an encouragement for we all obedient to go further and keep doing what we're doing and to not relax because the work is not done yet. Thank you so much, Mr. Nwabeze Chukwuma, for joining us on the show again today. Of course, we look forward to having you in our subsequent episode on this very show. Thank you for making our time to join us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, do have a great week. All right, guys, this is still Obidati Family TV right here. And of course, the show is still Voting LP, Voting Labour Party. And the show is all about sensitizing you out there, the eligible voter, on the forthcoming election, the forthcoming general election, and things that you need to know and how to go about it. Of course, we know it's barely 20 or 21 days to the election, and everybody's excited. There are a lot of politics and politicking going around. And a lot of moves, last minute move by different candidates. And of course, we saw news within the week of some interception of some dollar notes that was being intercepted by the customs, and a lot of news coming from different quarters, all pointing us to the forthcoming general election and the different approach or strategies being adopted by the political parties vying for this very election, trying to maneuver or to get ahead when it comes to this election. But of course, we don't need to be carried away. Nigeria is due for a change, for a good change. And we all have agreed that it is time to try something different from what we are used to, of course. And we've agreed to vote in a credible person into the topmost position of this very country, which is the presidency. And of course, I think majority has agreed that among all the candidates vying for this particular position, the only person that has proven to be credible enough to assume this post or this very position is no other person than His Excellency Mr. Opito Obi. And of course, he is the candidate of the Labour Party. And we've been here on this show. I enjoy. She's not here with me, but we've been repeatedly encourage you, the esteemed eligible voter out there, to make sure that you vote your conscience and not your belief. I mean, we all go to the same market. We all buy fuel for the same filling station. We are not sold fuel based on our tribe or religion. And if you want this country to be better for what it should be, I think it is time for us to do the right thing and look at voting in credible leaders, tested and trusted. If you are voting because you want to vote in someone from your tribe or someone that you share the same belief with, I believe you can look yourself in the mirror and forgive yourself after 4 years if this country keeps degenerating from what it already is at the moment. And of course, I will still go ahead to take you through the Labour Party logo, of course, for you to get familiarized with it, and of course, the right way for you to vote, because we don't want to have any invalid votes come 25th February this very year. We want to make sure that every vote for obedience, every obedient vote rather, every vote for Labour Party is valid. And we'll have to let you know things that you should do to make sure that you don't have any invalid vote at the end of voting. Of course, if you don't understand the way you should vote, especially when it comes to thumbprinting, you might end up going to your polling unit, spending hours to cast your vote, and at the end of the day, your vote wouldn't count, not because you didn't vote, but because you voted incorrectly. And we don't want that. And we're also soliciting with you watching, if you are out there doing anything, working or trying to sensitize or mobilize the grassroots for this forthcoming election, to go out of your way to make sure that you explain to people, especially the elderly and the first-time voters, on the right way to vote. Very important. And also encourage them to get accustomed with the party and the party logo, Labour Party, so that they wouldn't go to the polling unit on the election day and get confused or maybe miss surprises. So I will go on a very short break. When I come back, I'll quickly take you through the party logo of the Labour Party, and of course, a thing or two about his presidential candidate, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi. And after that, and then we'll wrap it up on the show. And don't forget, again, you can be part of what we are doing here. You can join us here in the studio or maybe via Zoom, just like we had Mr. Nwabeze Chukwuma. All you need to do is to go ahead and contact us via any of our social media platforms, or you can send us a chat or a message on WhatsApp. Our social media platforms are there, right there on your screen, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or you can send us a message on WhatsApp via the number you're seeing right there on your screen right now. And we'll be glad to contact you and make an arrangement on how you can join us here live in our studio. All right, I'll quickly go on a break. Then when I come back, I'm going to take you through the Labour Party and all you need to know about this very party.
Hello, this is my message to the Nigerian youths. I am glad that we have this great opportunity to discuss about the future of this country, Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all of us, but to the youths most especially. I am super proud of what the youths have done, the realization that indeed the power lies with the youth. Indeed, successive governments and leadership have failed the youths. They've dismissed their capacity, the creativity, innovation. And this is why we are where we were. I am here to speak to you that not only am I proud of you, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is super proud of you. We are proud of the movement you're leading and all the sacrifices being made for a better Nigeria. I can tell you, Peter Obi means well for Nigerian youths. He will run a youth-inclusive government and purposeful leadership that will usher in a new dawn for generations to come. Job issues, unemployment, and indeed all the other hazards that we face as a younger generation, I believe will be a thing of the past, at least reduced significantly. I'm here to remind you that we are the last lap of this race when we all need to come to the consciousness that the effort we're going to put in the next coming weeks can change our trajectory completely and positively. So I want to urge you, do what you can to keep on the fight until a better Nigeria is achieved. You need to make sure that you realize again that you're actually the one running for presidency, just using Peter Obi and Dati Baba Ahmed as symbol. We are coming for a better Nigeria. This is time to vote for Labour Party. The logo is Papa, Mama, Pikin, or LP. On that day, come out in mass, show your energy, show your creativity, do everything you need to do positively to make sure your votes count. That means wait until the end. I am thankful to God for what the Nigerian youths are doing. God bless you all. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. This is still Obidati Family TV, and of course, the show is still voting Labour Party. And my name is still Ibe Chooks. And I told you when I come back on the show, I'll quickly take you through the party, Labour Party, its logo, and all you need to know when it comes to voting this very party in this forthcoming election come February rather, 25th. And quickly, we all know that the Labour Party has the very famous unique symbol that has the human being, Mama, Papa, Pikin, the human beings rather. And I think for the very first time, this is a party that captures the existence of humans in it, unlike you have with the other party logos that has broom and umbrella and the rest, which I don't think there's any capture anyway. It captures our interest as human beings in it, and maybe this is why we've been failing with these parties. And now we'll have a party that captures a family, the three most important axes of family, if you ask me, which is the mother, the father, and the children. And of course, this inside a white wheel that signifies industry and work. And of course, they have very two unique colors, which is red and green. Red standing for transformation and green standing for agriculture. And if you ask me, I think this party captures or encapsulates everything that has to do when it comes to social development and human empowerment. And that is why it is very, very necessary that we vote in Labour Party come this election, especially when it comes to the presidency of this very country, Nigeria. And of course, his candidate is no other person than His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. If you ask me, the only eligible person vying for the seat of presidency in this forthcoming election. I mean, like I keep saying on the show, it is very easy to choose. When you put the options on the table, the three main options that we have, it is very easy to choose. If you have the interest of this country at heart, it is very easy for you to choose who should be the next president of this country and who should be inaugurated by May. So I think that is all about the Labour Party. And of course, I'm going to take you through how to vote. Like I said, one thing is to vote, another thing is to have a valid vote to make sure that you don't end up casting an invalid vote. And of course, I have a sample of the ballot paper here with me. And if you look at it, you're going to see party logos with their respective names. And right here, you are seeing Labour Party with its unique symbol. Of course, Mama Papa Pekin inside the party logo. And of course, the colors red and green. And beside it, beside the party logo, you're going to see a space where you should thumbprint on the day of election. And we have been on this very show advising that you cast your vote using your index finger and not your thumb. The reason for that is because your index finger is smaller, your thumb might be a little bit bigger. You know what? While trying to use it to cast your vote. And if you use your thumb and cast your vote, if your vote mistakenly, if your printing mistakenly touches any of the sides of the box, that is considered an invalid vote. So it is advised to use your index finger, which is smaller, for your thumb printing, and make sure you thumb print horizontally and not vertically. While thumb printing horizontally, you have enough space to play with. You have enough space to play with than while thumb printing vertically. Thumb printing vertically might cause you to touch the upper and lower side of the box, which will result in an invalid vote. So thumb print with your index finger and do that horizontally. Don't try to soak up the ink on your finger. You don't need much ink. Just touch your finger on the ink pad and then thumb print within the box, inside the box, making sure that your printing does not touch any side of the box. Because once it does that, it's being considered your vote has encroached into the next party, and that will be considered as an invalid vote. And of course, your vote wouldn't count. I think that is it on the way to cast your vote on the ballot paper. And one last thing, after casting your vote, don't fold the ballot paper like this. Don't fold it horizontally, because when you do that, your vote might encroach to the next party logo while folding it. That will be considered as double voting, which definitely is an invalid vote. But rather, fold your ballot paper in a vertical manner, just like I'm demonstrating right now. And after doing that, you can now put your ballot paper inside the ballot box. All right, I think that will be it for demonstrating how you should properly cast your votes on the election day to make sure that your vote is valid. I advise you, if you are saying this, you can still use this video to sensitize other people that might not be aware, especially the elderly in the rural areas, and of course first-time voters that might not actually have experience of voting. And of course, on the day of election, they might meet surprises when they get into the polling booth. You might think you know it until you get to appear to be confused. But if you have this information prior to the election, it will equip you to have a first-hand experience, more like when you get to the polling booth. And I think our principal, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, made a video that trended some time ago, last week or thereabouts, or last 2 weeks, on how you should properly cast your vote. If you haven't seen that video, I advise that you go and watch it. I think it's on his Twitter handle on Twitter. So, and you can still search it on Facebook on how to vote. And I also urge grassroots mobilizers, people going to grassroots, to sensitize people on this forthcoming election, especially when it comes to voting Labour Party and how they should go about it, to use these videos and videos like this to demonstrate to people on the proper way to vote. We all know there is a thing with visuals. Visual is one of the most effective way of teaching and of course learning as well. So if you have this video, use it to show our aged moms and dads on how they should go about casting their vote on the election. They want to win this election with a very large margin. And to do that, we need to make sure that every vote counts. Every single vote for Labour Party is considered a valid vote. And of course, you can cast your invalid vote for every other party. It's very allowed. For APC, PDP, I mean, you can decide to use your toe, your full fingers, But once you are voting for Labour Party, make sure that you use your index finger and vote appropriately. All right, guys, that will be all on the show. It's been of course, we'll be here again tomorrow, same time, and hopefully I'll be here with Joy to also keep looking at the forthcoming election and all you need to know about it, and of course, to make sure that you vote the right party. And like we've been telling you, and we'll keep telling you, the right party to vote is no other party than Labour Party, the only party that captures the interests of human beings within it and even on its logo. And we pray that this forthcoming election will bring good tidings for this country, Nigeria, and take us from where we are to where we are supposed to be. I've been Ibe Chooks, and I look forward to seeing you here again on Obidati Family TV, same time tomorrow. Until then, do have a productive week. Bye.